Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the channel. It's Rad. And we're going to have a look into the upcoming week, which is November 3rd to November 9th, 2025. And going to have a look into what is in front of us in terms of experience, in terms of events. And this is going to be a tarot reading for all star signs. But first, I'm going to do the collective reading. So let me finish the shuffling and see what kind of a week is ahead of us. Hopefully, hopefully a good one. It's was a long day. Right. So first, actually, I'm gonna draw the three cards right away. This is how the week is gonna look like, or these are the cards defining how the week is gonna look like. Ooh. So Seven of Pentacles, with Two of Swords, and with the Hangman. It's pretty precarious elements of dignity here. That week, we have to be very careful when it comes to decision making, because there is a quite of a high danger, for lack of better expression here. We may take the wrong choice, and that is going to be if we loiter around postponing taking the decision. Probably best is going to be if I kind of explain it with an example. um and this very often happens when it comes to intimate relationships. Now imagine that situation where a girl is wondering which guy should she hook up with, because she just doesn't want to miss, she's uncertain whether it's going to be with a guy number one, I'm sorry, or a guy number two, which one of them is going to be a better match for her, and that's why she just isn't taking the choice until she figures she's gonna get some kind of an epiphany or some kind of a proof that the guy two is gonna be better than guy one, and so that's why she waits, right? But as she waits, both of the guys are finding another suitable match, and she's left with nothing. And that is the danger that we are going to face throughout the week. Waiting too much for whether to take the job or to take the project, or to make up our minds, or to say whether yes or no, is ultimately going to put us in a losing spot. So that week we need to be rather very, very decisive, and probably at some point it's kind of going to look like a compromise, like we're making a compromise, taking one or the other option, but through that elemental dignity here, which is the Hangman and the Seven of Pentacles. Ultimately, the option is not going to be to our detriment, nor is going to be, say, to our most benefit, but is going to be a super balanced one. And striving for perfection throughout the week actually again is going to bring a lot detriment to our well-being and to our lives. On the plus side, this is a week where things are about to start. Once we make up our mind whether about our relationship, whether we should stay or go, for example, whether about whom to date with, whether we should uh, leave our job or not, or which job we should take. uh Again, life is gonna stir big time, and things which are set on halt, like aren't having any development right now, are going to jump into development once again. And at least according to these cards, the development is going to be or rather the benefit from that development is going to be reciprocal to what we are investing and putting in. That's why the choice is going to be whatever option we decide to go about with is going to be very balanced, because we're going to see that there is a reciprocal return based on our investment into the deed and into the endeavor. And another plus is going to be that we cannot surplus in it, right? There won't be that expression or that feeling that we are putting too much into it and not getting anything in, or not getting as much in return. We just won't be able to put that much in it as we may wish, and this may be a frustrating factor in all that. But the plus side of this is going to be that we are getting exactly as much as we have invested, and all comes to just making up our minds throughout the week. So that was the collective reading. And now a few notes about the show. It is that there are going to be 12 readings, one for each star sign. They're going to be just like this reading. And while probably most of you are here to listen to your sun sign, because that reading is going to show you kind of events and people you're going to face throughout the week, listening to your moon sign, it's also very, very important. The moon sign is where the moon sits in your natal chart. And this reading is going to give you an idea whether you're going to like what is happening to you or not, how you're going to feel going about your week. And it is important because imagine that situation. You are listening to your sun sign, and the sun sign reading is telling you that you're going to go through a separation. And it's kind of like people are taking separation usually as a bad thing, but the moon reading shows you that you're going to feel fantastic. So this is going to be a separation you genuinely want. It's a separation that probably you are going to initiate, because it is going to work to your benefit, separating or severing ties with whatever individual. So that is why it's very important to listen to your moon sign. And if you know your hour of birth, the exact hour of birth, you're probably going to know your rising sign, and that reading, it's not that much important, but still important, because it's going to tell you what is going to be the best way to move around and to go about things. So if we're following the example, when you listen to your rising sign reading as well, that reading is going to tell you what is going to be the most beneficial way to do that severing. So that said, uh, bear in mind that these are a generalized readings for the star signs, so you will have to do some work to align them to your own situation and what is going on into your life right now. If you do want a personal reading, though, where your personal problems, hopes and dreams, situations are going to be examined through my tarot cards and through my tarot skills, you can go to my website, which link you can find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you can see a full list of my services and also their pricing. And if you do enjoy the show and you do wish to support it financially, you can do so using Super Chat or a PayPal. The PayPal link you can also find in the description down below. And anyone who does so is going to have a personalized reading at the end of the stream, just like Yasmin did. Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you. And by the way, I do want to apologize for the last time I was live. I should have not have done the live stream. I was feeling terrible. I had some kind of, I don't know if it was a food poisoning, but definitely something very close to it. I barely was fit to do the whole thing. I was considering a few points in the midst of live stream to just, stop it, because it was, uh, I was feeling awful. Hold on a second. What the hell is that? Okay. All right. So the first star sign that I'm gonna read for, that is gonna be Aries. You can keep up. Actually, let me change the scene. All right. So it's gonna be Aries. You can keep up what star sign I'm reading for through the glyph being displayed right there. So first one is Aries, and let me shuffle and see what you guys have. By the way, again, Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Yasmin. All right, first one, actually, let me draw the three. So what we have, oops, these three, King of Wands, Seven of Wands, and Nine of a Swords. Nice week for you guys on a couple of departments. One is business and one is a free time. So let's take on the more serious stuff first, which is the personal business. You are either gonna come up with a really solid idea, or you're going to be assigned to a pretty important project. The problem of the both things it is that if it is the idea version, someone is going to adopt the thought that you have stole their idea, although it's this idea came up to you first, and whomever thought that you have stole their idea will try to sabotage you. Same thing happens if you are assigned on an important station, let's put it that way, in an important project. It is that someone around you, a coworker, will think that they deserve the place more than you do. They're going to feel betrayed, not by you per se, but, from the management. However, again, they will try to sabotage your work, which is something you should not allow whatsoever. The sabotage is going to happen through gossips and through rumors. So you're going to start hearing nasty things about yourself. And you will need to intercept those fallacies and these rumors right away. Other than that, through this assignment, you will be able to transform your ambition into a very effective and powerful drive, powerful actions, and start manifesting your ambition. It's important that throughout the week you are completely devoted to your job, because otherwise that is going to bring to some nasty consequences, which is defined by this elemental dignity, King of Wands, with the Nine of Swords. On the other department, free time, a lot of fun, right? A lot of fun, a lot of pleasant time spent, not necessarily with other people. If you spend it by yourself, you're still going to have a really, really nice time. And this is going to make people being jealous of your happiness. And again, some people are going to try to spoil your happiness. Don't allow that to happen. Show them that life can be better without them as well. So that was for Aries. Moving next, that will be Taurus. MT, thank you for the 20. Thank you, MT. Let me put you into the list. And at the end of the stream, you're also going to have your personalized reading on your inquiry. All right. This is how it goes for Taurus. Eight of Wands, Two of Swords, Nine of Cups. Now, give me a second here, because that Nine of Cups with the Eight of Swords, it's a bit tough to explain. I'm much better. I'm much better, MT. The only thing that drives me nuts right now it is that the YouTube channel switched from nicknames to handles, and so I can see your account is at MTRD2EW, and there is literally no way how that can be changed. It's super stupid, in my opinion. And this is how all the YouTube channels are going to converge eventually, because the Bulgarian YouTube channel doesn't have that. But as far as I read, all YouTube channels eventually is gonna transform into that kind of a live chat, and it's so stupid. I don't know who thought that this is a good idea. but it's I'm feeling very well. So the week for Taurus is going to be very fast in terms of dynamic. Many things happening at once, uh, which are going to be on the positive side. What I mean here for you, Taurus, is that you're going to have a lot of options available, how to spend your time or how to apply your skills, or for example, whom to date with. Okay, a lot of options in front of you, and the problem is going to be determining or sieving, I would say, which option is better than the other. uh Now there is a bit of a conflict, although the elemental dignity is friendly through the Eight of Wands and Two of Swords. The conflict is how much you should spend into weighing your options. And the guidance here is that if the option that you are interested in kind of interferes with another field of your life, for example, just for example here, you're weighing an option whether you should date John, and if there is a coincidence with someone that it is here, if there is a match with the name, it's complete coincidence. So let's say that you are weighing the option to date John. However, dating John is going to affect your career in a certain way, then John is not a good option whatsoever, or is going to interfere your relationship with your family. Your family doesn't like John. Same thing, the option is not good at all. So the only good options are going to be the options that are good enough on their own, and they do not interfere with any other area of your life whatsoever. And once you identify those options, you will have to be quite decisive into taking them, right? If you do want those options to work. And the first impression when you figure out which those options are will not gonna be very good. We can see that through this elemental dignity, which are enemies here, Eight of Wands with the Nine of Cups. It's just, you will not gonna see how that option actually is gonna make you happy. And even if it makes you happy now, you will not gonna be able to see how that happiness could last in the future, but it can. It's just the circumstances are not revealed right now through which circumstances that, that happiness can last in for a very very long time. And just to keep up with the examples here, same thing about job. You may be wondering which job you should take, and the first thing you need to think of it is whether the job you're considering taking going to interfere with your relationship, for example, or with your social. And if it does, then it's not a good option whatsoever. But you are going to have a lot of options in front of you, Taurus, throughout the week. The problem is going to be which one you should pick. Next, that will be Gemini. All right, that is how the card stands. I'm just gonna look at them at my camera preview. So Four of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Well, you guys are gonna have also a surprising, I can't really say a good week. It's gonna be good for some, not that good for others, but a very surprising. So but what is gonna happen this week, it is that you will realize that you have barely scratched the surface in some kind of an undertaking. That undertaking may be a project, maybe your job, or just, a relationship. But what you thought about it and what concept you do have about the job, it's gonna turn out to be quite inaccurate and very very outdated. And this week is going to be aligning the new concept, which is going to be all about more. Okay, that you can get more from the job, that you can get more from the relationship, that you can get more from the endeavor in general. And I don't know why, but you're gonna feel quite bad about it in terms of that something of a sort of how could I have not seen that at first? So that makes me think that this was on the brink of denial, like you are considering denying it, you are considering quitting, for example, or not taking it. And it's just going to make you feel bad that you have ever even considered, for example, not dating the guy, or not taking the job, or not talking with the client. Now, this new concept is also going to change your perspective, and is going to change the way you conduct work, the way you conduct love, the way you conduct relationship, or the way you communicate, and is going to also apply some change at your current plans you do have about the week. But it will reward you with a more and bigger fruits of your labor. And this is going to be the cherry of the cake, because you are going to enter into the week with your basket running out of fruits from your labor, and now you will be able to gather some more to fill it up again. News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you, News Devon. You are already into my list. With the same inquiry, I am doing quite good. Thank you, News Devon, and good morning to you too. I gather you are preparing for work. Right, next, Cancer. Two of Pentacles, the Hermit, and Ten of Wands. It's a beautiful week, if you ask me. Because throughout this week, a realization is gonna hit you big time, is that you are not obliged. You aren't obliged to keep up with someone's bullshit. You aren't obliged to make someone else's happy. You aren't obliged to go. How do you do that expression? How do you say that? To walk the steps of someone else. You are going to realize that this is a week where you can start your own path, where you can forge your own future. Because what will happen, it's a very interesting process here. Kind of like at some point, you're going to put the thought into what are you even doing? Going about and doing the same thing someone else does. And actually, funny thing is that today at my tarot course, which is in Bulgarian right now, I'm probably going to do it in English when I'm done with it in Bulgarian, but we were learning the hermits. And the example I gave there is that imagine you're looking at a person, doesn't matter whether it's a guy or woman, that it's a gambler, right? But they really, really do have luck and they're making a lot of money gambling. Do you think that this is gonna work for you? I would rather say no. And that is exactly how the hermit manifests. You gotta find your own way how you can make yourself successful, whether at work or whether um whether in love and whatnot. And this week is going to be you realizing what is your way. Now, this is going to force a lot of change in concept and a lot of change in perspective when it comes to your plans, when it comes to as well what you have determined that you are going to do from now on moving forward. This may change, your idea what career you do want to have, or your idea what relationship you do want to have. But what it's going to do additionally is take some heavy burden on your shoulder, that it is hanging on your shoulder. Usually this burden is living up to someone's expectations. You're just not going to feel anymore like doing that, because it wouldn't matter whatsoever. And once you adopt this behavior, once you do adopt that concept, life is going to have meaning again. You going down your own road, finding your own niche, And it's just everything is gonna feel so much more wise when you do it, so much more like it matters, you know. It's whatever choices and actions you do from there on moving forward in that department, all of them wise, all of them intelligent, and all of them working. So that's what the week is going to be for you, Cancer. A big wake up call, a big one. Okay, next, that'll be Leo. A lot of hermits today. Four of Wands, the Hermit, and Temperance. Well, fruitful week. I can't really say a happy week, but very fruitful week, because throughout this week you just going to find yourself attending to important matters. Literally anything you do is going to be very important, and every time you will be able to find the right measures. It's just to input to make the right input about one thing or another so you can get the job done. And you're going to do it in such a way that it's going to lead to no extremes, like for example extreme losses, but it's not going to bring as well to extreme gains too. However, things are going to move forward. Job is going to move forward, your love life is going to move forward, you know, your social is going to move forward. And through attending to these important matters, you will be able to bring the stuff to the next stage, like from a common ownership to friendship, or from friendship to intimate interaction, you know, or from a job interview to taking the job, and so on and so forth. It's just these cards are very positive for pushing things forward, although not in the best way possible. However, it won't be at the best way possible, because there are going to be other people involved, and they do have a kind of like different idea about stuff, so there is going to be a clash in opinions. However, very unique clash in opinions, because although you may be on a different page with, say, your boss, or with your coworker, or with your friend, you will respect each other. I mean, the respect is going to increase in between each other, without having to let go of your standpoint and acquiesce to someone else's opinion. And this is going to create a unique environment of a mutual solidarity. So, real friends, it is the best reward you're going to get from the upcoming week. Okay, next one, that will be Virgo. Oh, look at that. Those are the cards for you. Nine of Cups, King of Pentacles, and the Magician for you, Virgo. Those three cards. So there is going to be a specific individual involved in your week, and that individual is gonna. I think that they are going to help you to get to finalize your stuff, like to finalize the renovations maybe you are doing, or to finalize the project you're running. To just finalize your deeds, and not just only finalize, but also consolidate them and make them so they last as long as possible. Securing a long-term life fulfillment and also long-term happiness. It's just this person is going to help you maintain the areas and the subjects of your life that just simply makes you happy. And it's going to be on the compensatory mechanism. It is like whatever you are lacking, this person who is going to aid you, and I'm putting that in quotes because they're also going to have some benefits in it, so that it's going to aid you, will have whatever you are lacking, and that way together you're just going to forge a really fruitful, and not just only fruitful but also very what is the word here, um, effective, very very effective combo. You're just going to be tag team and whatnot, and that way you're going to make yourself, they're going to make you happy, you're going to make them happy, you both together are going to be happy, and the result of that is that you're going to have a feeling of a life fulfillment, sensual joy, and just fullness of life in general. It's just going to be really 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 good week for you, and you can expect to get the job done to its fullness. Okay, next one, Libra. But before I go to Libra, just to get back to Virgo, this involvement of the other person is going to be a form of some kind of investment, say monetary investment, say some time investment, say some also maybe emotional investments as well. Right, next, that will be Libra. All right, Three of Pentacles, Three of Wands, I'm sorry, Four of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Those are the three cards. Uh, well, you are gonna have most likely a severance here, which is going to be initiated by you. You alone is gonna have to let go of a partner, not intimate though. Okay, say and I want to give you an example here. Say you are a fitness influencer, you do have a coach, and this week, if that's your case, this week is going to prove that your coach is no longer efficient. You need someone new, someone that can bring you to the next level. And this severance is going to be on a good terms, right? You just will realize, not just only you, but also the other side's going to realize that you aren't helpful to one another anymore, because they are damaging your name, not progressing you forward. Your career is slowing down as a fitness influencer while you are with that coach. So together you kind of like clap your hands, good for bide you good farewell, and just move on to the next thing that is going to be way more effective, which is going to provoke a very deep negotiations and also consultations. So that is what is going to be the main action for you, Libra, throughout the week. Researching, talking about a new deal, uh, uh, going for some kind of a consults, like consulting yourself which coach is going to be better for you if you're following that example of the fitness influencer, and so on and so forth. And ultimately, you will be able to find your way, because for what those cards are showing, it is that at the latest stage towards the end of the week, you're not going to have your option to take on the new challenge, pushing your career forward or your love life forward and so on and so forth. But you will escape from the magic circle having to work for the same gains all the time. Right now, you are going to lift the bar, not just only of the expectations, but also of the inputs that you're going to put in. Okay, next one, that is going to be Scorpio. Right, Five of Swords, Seven of Wands, Eight of Cups. Those are the cards for Scorpio. Whew. Two ways of these cards manifesting, and either of them, it's kind of not very pleasant, to be honest. Now, one of the ways, it's I'm saying we because I'm sending Scorpio, doing stupid things, very reckless, irrational, and it just very rushed decision making, actions, whatever, pissing a lot of people around, and these people bringing us down on a later stage, making so we get fired from our job, ruining, say, our YouTube channel, God forbid, breaking up our relationships, and so on and so forth. So, the first thing we need to ask ourselves when we are about to do something is, do we cross certain lines? And if we do, should not do it. We should not do it. Good thing is that these are a minor arcanas, so we do have a freedom of a choice here whether we should go about it or kind of like let the week be uneventful, carry on the same way the last week went. The other way how those cards could manifest is us in a very small window of time ending up at the right place with the right people in the right time, and so taking our chances. Now, doing so is going to grant us a victory, whether victory at work, whether victory, in our love lives, so on and so forth. But still, that victory is going to earn us a lot of enemies because there are people thinking that they are more suitable for it, they deserve it more, they deserve it better, and these enemies are gonna try to bring us down. Now, whether we are gonna be able to weather the attack down or not, well, that will depend on us. But the first thing, if that's our case, the first thing that we should thought is whether what we gain from that victory it's worth the price of making everyone else being against us or turning everyone else against us. The choice is going to be ours. Okay, next, that will be Sagittarius. All right, those are cards. Four of Swords, um, Knight of Pentacles, and the Aeon, or Judgment. Severance again for Sagittarius, initiated by the Sagittarius, but this severance is not going to be welcomed from the other side, not at all, because the other side, say your current spouse, that throughout the week you will realize that you got to break up because there is no future in between the two. They will think that there is. Okay, so the other side has a big plans for you both. You may be as well considering quitting your job while your supervisor or your boss have big plans how you're gonna earn them money. And this is what is gonna hit you, that you are earning money for them, not for you. While you can be better off working for yourself, for example, and that is to be the reason to initiate that severance. But bottom line, it is that through some very profound conversations with loyal companions, is gonna hit you that there is a far better option than going along with this person, that it is Knight of Pentacles. You can achieve much more, you can be happier, you can be more active, okay, and you can earn more money, for example. And so this is what is gonna cause you to consider, and again, because they are minor, the minor arcanate is the prime card, to consider that severance. You may decide to stick around though, and then you will walk in the steps of that person. They're never letting you go from their shadow, okay, to escape their shadow. Even if they're promising to do that, they will not. So again, the choice is yours. But bottom line is that throughout the week, you are going to have the full picture. You will know that they're not letting you out from their shadows. You will know that you can be better off without them. And again, the choice is going to be yours, whether you're going to take that definitive step or not. Okay, Capricorn. Give me a second. Um, check on my camera battery here. Oh yeah, it's going to endure. Ooh. Allah, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Let me put you into a list. 1 second. Let me check on whether you do have some inquiry. Okay, so no inquiry. This is going to be personalized weekly reading for you. Hold on a second. Right, so again, those are the cards are very, very hello, Butterpink here. In Yeah, glad to have you around. I don't know how you do have that courage to travel alone. I wouldn't do it personally, because I don't know. It just, traveling alone carries such an inherent risk, and I don't want necessarily to risk in life. Back to Capricorn. This week, my friends, you'll come up to realize what is gonna take. What is gonna take to be with the guy, or what is gonna take to have the job? What is gonna take to win the argument? And you're gonna have what it's gonna take. Problem, you're not gonna like it one bit. It just is not gonna be the way you wanna go about it. At least not at first. However, you can prevail. You can prevail. And one thing you need to know, so one thing you need to know is that once you start the process, there is no freaking going back, not at least for the duration of the week. So if you decide to enforce that way, its results, whether bitter or sweet, are gonna be yours to swallow. I mean, its fruits, whether bitter or sweet, are gonna be yours to swallow. Now, a good thing about the week for you Capricorns is that you're gonna realize how you can use people, right? What traits of theirs you can use to your benefit. So at least according to these cards, it's advisable to do so, and you should not consider it as a manipulation. More of a and I put it into words, a mutual benefit, like you're putting people to work, but through that work they are also getting wins, kind of like they're also accumulating gains. So it's going to be a win-win type of situation where you are going to be the driving the gear that drives everything. You're going to be that power engine that powers up everyone around you. And if you are a leader at work, people are gonna freaking love you for it. I just will. Well, you're maybe right. But what happens if you go on a hike and something happens to you? Say you break an ankle or a foot, or you are in a country where you don't speak the language and you need medical assistance, or you just get lost. What happens then? It's just, even if you are able to go through it, it's unnecessary stress. Hell, girl, I ain't hiking at all. I'm just not hiking at all. I don't, this may sound hubris, but I just can't fathom people going out on a hike, getting in trouble, and then expecting the whole government and country to set a rescue for them. Dude, you went on your own free will. You are on your freaking own. Next time, if you are able to pull it through, maybe you should think about twice doing such a stupid thing, because we are a creature of civilization and we belong to civilization. Nature belongs to the wildlife and we should not intermingle with it. That is what we chose thousands of years ago, and we should stick to it. Now imagine you go to visit Russia and you go on a hike in Siberia and you get yourself lost. You are freaking done. You're just freaking done. Yeah, I just Just don't get these people, you know. So that's why, girls, I prefer the comfort of my home. I feel very good at home. I don't need to go anywhere else. Okay, if I want to see the world, I can watch TV, travel channel or something, because I just it looks even better, you know, when you watch it on a traveling channel, because don't you have these experiences where you see a picture of some place or you watched on TV and you make your a life mission to go and visit it there, and you go there and it's like that's it? It is seriously? It's it's disappointing, to say the least. I had that experience with the Big Ben in England, you know, because I was watching it, I was seeing it on a refrigerating magnets and whatnot, and I was imagining that tall tower with a big clock on it and whatnot, and I was not driving, but kind of like I was on a coach. It's that is how they call buses, you know. So I was on a bus going towards my brother, riding a bus, and I passed through it without even noticing it. It is that unassuming, you know. It's just it's so bland when you go around there, you know, when you pass through it. That's it. That's the famous Big Ben. Whatever. No, I don't need to go outdoors. I am going outdoors. No, I'm having a walk with my dog, but I just don't have the need to go outdoors. If I ever do have the need to take on the sun, I can have a nice cup of coffee on my balcony. Simple as that. But News Devon, for Defend of England, I was very impressed by the St. James Park. Very, very impressed. Yeah, when you're a foreigner, you know, everybody's selling a refrigerator, magnets with the Big Ben. It's just it installed that impression that it is a big thing. You know, even the Tower Bridge. Let me show you. No, I'm not going to show you a magnet, but there is a refrigerating magnet here on the freezer. It says London, and you do have the Tower Bridge, and you are imagining that colossal structure, you know. And when you go through it, and it's like, that's it? Seriously? I am content with everything I do. You know, I didn't had a single day in my life where I felt bored. I'm just content. All right. For Aquarius, these are the cards: Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords, and the Star card. Yeah, but the thing is that I can read about it. You know, I can read about it, I can watch it on the TV, whatever. I don't need to go there. That is quite of an unassuming week for us, the Aquariuses. and it's all about the small things. There isn't much to be said about Aquarius, truth be told. It's just that week we're gonna find things to do that we like, and we're gonna have a really, really enjoyable time. But none of them is gonna be meaningful. What I mean is that it's gonna carry any weight in the future. So for the most part, for us Aquarius, this is gonna be a week where we can have some break, have some time for a respite if that's what you need, or some time for your hobbies, so if that's what you need, or time to finish your book if that's what you need. In fact, I'm rising Aquarius, and this is exactly what I'm planning to do, to finish up my book. Right now I am listening because I don't read. I mean, I can read, of course, but I follow better when I listen, and I'm listening to the Lucian trilogy. So Licinius, I'm sorry, Licinius trilogy, and I just have to finish it because I have a big series after that. I even canceled my subscription for an audiobook application because I had so many credits. I have a 2 years in front of me listening to books, and I'm gonna run out of credits, so there is no point paying them for credits. All right, so last but not least, that will be Pisces. All right, those are the cards for the Pisces. Give me a minute. Uh, there is going to be a person involved with your week, and together, it's kind of like you're going to contribute for each other very much. What I mean is that this person is gonna cover up for you in the departments you lack, and vice versa. The best way how I can describe it is that you're gonna work for each other, and this will has a meaning. What I mean is that together you're gonna make your lives like well-oiled machines, right? Everything is gonna have purpose in it, and together you're gonna form a quite of a effective strategy how to deal with your rivals, competition or rivals. That is going to be the main subject, dealing with them, and you're going to have a very valuable ally in that particular department that is going to help you do that. This process, though, of dealing with your rivals in some way is going to hurt your reputation, is going to hurt your name. Not by much, but still. However, at least according to these cards, this is going to be a good trade-off for killing the competition and destroying your enemies. Simple as that. Okay, so that was for the 12th. And now the super chat. Let me take the list up. Back on the subject of the hiking, though. Now we do had a couple of mountaineers, quite famous by the way, that died climbing Everest. And it's like when that happened with the first one on the news, oh, the country is mourning about whatever. I ain't mourning. In fact, what in the world are you doing there? There is literally nothing out there. It's a high peak. What in the world you're doing there? In fact, the thing that you need life support in order to climb it, it's the whole concept is considering you even attempting that. It doesn't bring any benefit. People going into space, setting up satellites and whatnot is benefiting all humanity. I can understand people going there, but going on Mount Everest, what good does this thing do to anyone? I'm mourning that kind of people. If not, they deserve their fate with their stupidity. That's at least my personal opinion. I mean, I don't hold anyone entitled to it. All right. So first one, that's gonna be Yasmin. Let's see what the week holds for you, Yasmin. There is another thing that I just gotta wanna put a word out. Um, Before I go to your reading, Yasmin. Here, another thing that I just can't stand, just as much as hikers, it's influencers. Not because of the job they do, okay, the job as an influencer, but because especially fitness influencers, they are stuffing themselves with dangerous compounds like anabolics and diuretics, setting up impossible standards for the teenagers to follow, endangering their health. And then when they die because of the compounds, young, okay, the world mourns because someone suffered heart attack or whatever, and is having a health issues due as some kind of a health crisis. I don't mourn. It's like no one saw it coming. No, I did saw it coming, because these are a dangerous compounds these people are using, leading to such a health issues. I don't want to talk about it because I'm not qualified, but it's and again, the worst part isn't they kind of like damaging their body with it. The worst part is the example they're setting, the standard that they're setting, which is unachievable with a healthy diet or a healthy workout regime or whatever. And even, the life standard influencers that are showing off with their wealth and whatever, to sell you courses how to make the same way wealth. And when you think about it, they're selling you course how to become wealthy. Why they aren't wealthy themselves? Because they aren't, right? They're renting everything. They're renting the mansion, they're renting the Lambo, they're renting the clothes, just for to make the video to show you off that they are wealthy, but they aren't. And to sell you courses in the hope you buying them, listening to their rambling how to become wealthy. Number one thing is to work hard. Thank you for the advice. I could never figure it out. And that is how you basically, make them. It's just such a scheme. Anyway, all right, Aspen, those are your cards. Because why someone would need to make money of selling you course how to become wealthy if they can make their money following the same course, making themselves wealthy, right? It doesn't make any sense. Like me trying to make money off you, telling you how to make money. Why should I do that if I can make those money myself, following my own steps, right? That I'm trying to teach you off. It doesn't make any freaking sense. Me selling you the course. So Yasmin, it's this week a business trip or business travel is going to be set up for you. That is going to involve a lot of money. There is going to be a lot of money riding on it. And this business trip, it may not be related though with your job. Okay, it may be a side thing as well. But this business trip will be very gainful opportunity for you. A very gainful one that is going to stir your career, right? It's just is going to stir your career. An offer may be involved. You are going to have some time, or some time is going to be given to you to think about it, but not by much, right? It's just not by much. And you need to render your verdict maybe by the end of the week. And this decision of yours is going to carry on for the distant future. Okay, that is what the week holds for you. There is a small chance that this could refer to inheritance here. A very, very small chance. And if that's the case, it will be questionable whether you have to get the inheritance or not. And your right is going to be disputed, so you should prepare yourself for some legal battles in the future if we're talking about inheritance here. But I do believe 99% this is some kind of a business trip that's is going to be set up for you, which again is going to involve a lot of money that you can accumulate through it, through the gainful opportunity that this business trip is going to present to you. Hopefully, you make all of the right choices going forward with it. Okay, next one, that would be Mattia or MT. Those are your cards. This person over here, its motto, if I can put it that way, MT, it's short and fast gains. You're gonna have a lot of opportunities spread throughout the year to make a one-time big gains. Okay, like a big sale that it's gonna happen one time and not anymore, but you can make a lot of money out of it. You know, one night stands also considered to that, getting one time gain with a person you like, and whatnot. So this year, um you need to be, how can I put it to words, very decisive when it comes to whether you want something or you don't. Because it's like I said, it's gonna be a one-time thing, a one-time offer, once in a lifetime coming around. So this year is gonna be dappled with a lot of experiences that you can have only throughout that year. And at least according to these cards, what they are advising you to do is to try out everything, okay, literally everything, because everything for you is gonna carry on an amazing reward at the end, an amazing reward in experience, an amazing reward in finances, in material gains, an amazing reward in friends as well, and in social. And just this year is going to be an year of rewards, but only again if you are decisive enough whether to jump into the action or not. And it's a one-time thing, okay? You make a deal with that person, they never gonna come around again because they will not gonna need to make deal with anyone whatsoever. But it is you whom they came with the big opportunity. Like someone want to sell their mansion, you know their mansion, I'm sorry, not mention, but their mansion, and they are going to sell it only once, but you can get the commission from it. So it's a really nice year, but again, it will require activity from your behalf to be decisive to say yes, I just want to try it out. It's a really nice year. All right, Allah Al Safari. Let's have a look what your week is going to be about. Those are cards. And this week is going to be a bit on the disappointing side, but much more on the productive side. What I mean is that throughout the week, uh, some people are going to mingle around with your affairs. They are going to involve themselves with your affairs. Thank you, MT. Thank you. And are going to try to tell you what to do. Or rather, are going to try to tell you that these are the things you cannot do. And this is going to be the disappointing part. Say you want to open up a business and your spouse or your a family member or a very good friend comes around and tells you that is something you wouldn't be profitable with, right? That is something you just can't do for you. However, if you do that, I'm going to help you with it and then you can be profitable. And that is what's going to annoy you, that you're going to have a certain passions that you want to materialize in this week, but it's just the advice you're going to get, the critic you're going to get uh, will tell you not to do it. And when you think about it, these people are going to be right. And that is what is going to truly piss you off. That the criticism you're going to get will be a constructive one. So as a product, you can expect a lot of fruitful cooperations with these people and a lot of fruitful discussions, where you can grow, how you can grow, and how they can help you with it. So the big plus for your week it is that you will accumulate some real support for your development. Just the development is not going to be exactly what you want throughout the week. Okay, and last but not least, News Devon. Let's have a look what is coming your way this week. You're welcome. But think here. These are your cards. It's love that is coming your way. A bit of a problematic one. How exactly problematic? Uh, I saw the next card probably interfering with your work, News Devon. Maybe that's a person who occupy your mind and you wouldn't be able to do your job exactly accurate, as efficient as you can. Or maybe that love is going to be with a coworker that will interfere with your performance, but there is going to be some interference with your performance um, at work because of it, just so you know. And it will be a bit detrimental to your well-being a little bit. That is because probably it's going to be very strong, and it's just you're not going to feel well when you are not spending time with that person, at least at first. So you know, that doesn't mean that it's going to be a bad one though. And again, you have the choice to embrace it or to decline it. All right, guys and girls, this is gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your generosity. We're gonna see each other next time, which is going to be at the 6th of November. Hold on a second. 6th of November. Yup, and we're gonna have there. It's when it's 9th. Hold on a second. Yeah, it does. All right, 6th of November, Venus in something is going to be Venus in Scorpio. I was watching for the 9th of November. We do have a live stream there as well. That will be the Mercury retrograde, the big villain. All right. So, yeah, we're going to see each other on the 6th. Thank you again so much for watching, and we're going to see each other Thursday. Until then, bye.